comes to Israel, enemies will become allies. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 2, the Torah portion, Balaq. Let's continue now in the book of Numbers, or Bamidbar, chapter 22, and let's continue reading from where we left off yesterday in verse 4. Moab said to the elders of Midian, "Now this company is licking up all that is around us as an ox licks up the grass of the field." Now Balaq, son of Zippor, was sovereign of the Moabites at that time. And he sent messengers to Balaam, son of Beor at Pethor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, "See, a people has come from Mitzrayim. See, they have covered the surface of the land and are settling next to me. And now please come at once, curse this people for me, for they are too strong for me. It might be that I strike them and drive them out of the land, for I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed." We'll get more into Balaam tomorrow. But for today, let's understand that when it comes to Israel, and when I say Israel here, I'm not just talking about the sovereign state that exists currently in the land of the Middle East. I'm talking about an ancient people that even go back further than 1948. And I'm talking about more than what we more often than not consider to be Israel. When we say Israel, most people think the Jewish people. And certainly the Jewish people are the forefront, first line, first identified group with this entity and with this definition, this identity. There is more to Israel, however, than those who were Jewish. This is not in any way, in any small fraction of a way, to take away from the importance of those who were Jewish. Again, the house of Yehudah, the Jews, we salute you. Our allegiance is with you. We seek to be one with you. We promote you. We love you. And we are here to help defend you. But we're also considering the house of Israel, scattered among the nations for thousands of years, who are now being awakened and recalled and restored and reconciled back to an identity that has been long lost to us. That all being said, then, we're talking about more than just those who live in the land. And while they have prime importance to us, we also want to join our hearts and allegiance along with them in this identity of a people called Israel. It's a redeemed people. It's a covenant people. It's an ancient people. It's the most significant people on the face of the earth. It goes beyond national boundaries, goes beyond culture and languages and ethnicities and racial colors. We're talking about a people of the King. This people, as we talked about yesterday, they're not nobodies. They are somebodies. They are of extreme importance. So much so that when it comes to this rejoining of people, this family reunion that is taking place step by step in the earth, adversaries, enemies will begin to align themselves together to resist them. It has been noted politically, and I don't want to get in the weeds here, I'm just going to mention this and move right along, that a strong, resilient, independently powered, resourced America that does not have to consider themselves in parity with all the other nations of the earth, such a nation thwarts then a global agenda, that there are those who would want no national boundaries, common currency, common language, common philosophy, common government, etc. And we know that that is the spirit of the end, the Messiah that is coming and is already at work in the land. But a strong, resilient America that doesn't have to play that game, that is capable of standing completely on their own, causes that plan to be stymied. And so, some would consider that's why things are being dumbed down in this nation and in others for that purpose. But there's more to it than a nation, more to it than a national identity. We're talking about a people throughout the earth. Not recognized perhaps yet, but we're going to be. Revelation chapter number 12. The dragon goes to make war on a group of people who are significant because of two things. One is they have the testimony of Yeshua Messiah, and secondly, they keep his commands. For whatever reason, that enables them to withstand any global agenda or any other man-made agenda. In the case of our text that we read today, Balaq, a Midianite, is now king of Moab. And again, according to rabbinical scholars, they were warring factions that are now aligned. And he's sending to this supposed prophet with great sorcery powers. What is the adversarial roles here? Well, on one side, you have sorcerers and spells and demons and governments and armies and legends and reputations, and you even perhaps have some giants. That's all on one side. On the other side, you have this people that are coming up out of the wilderness. They know they've come from Mitzrayim. Maybe they don't understand who these people are. Maybe they know that they are the children of Abraham. Maybe. I don't know. But what is it that they have? They have an outstanding numerical army. They have 600,000 men. Well, what's the real power of this people? It's an ancient covenant. The covenant of Abraham, which we still have and which we're still redeemed through. They have this gold box, the Ark of the Covenant, the mercy seat of the Creator of the earth, who dwells in their midst. And their prophet, he's got a power stick. We don't understand the ability of that power stick, but the rod of Moshe has this amazing ability to perform the work and the desire of Yahweh in the midst of the people. What do we have? When we have nations that are willing to line up against us, when we have power people in the earth, and those with agendas, and those with great plans, those filled with demons, and those who are giants in the earth in their abilities and their reputations, when we are confronted by those that have all the money and all the ability to do things in the earth, what do we have? Folks, we have the name of Yeshua. And at his name, every knee is going to bend and bow, and every tongue is going to confess that he is the master. We have the name of Yeshua that will cast out demons and heal the sick and raise the dead. We have the blood of our Messiah that has been given in our behalf for our atonement, for our redemption, for our cleansing. You can go to classes, you can go to church, you can go to synagogue, you can go to messianic groups, you can study, you can pray, you can do a lot of different things spiritual, but it takes the blood working in a man's life that will change him. We have access to the Father through Yeshua. We can pray to the Father, to the Creator of all the universe, in the name of Yeshua, by his atoning work, and heaven and earth will move in our behalf. We have the promise of the kingdom of which we are already citizens. We have a Redeemer who's already conquered death, so we don't have to fear death. If we die, we have the promise of the resurrection, and we have truth. In the middle of all the lies, the deceptions, the garbage, the junk, we have truth. We have a firm foundation then to stand on. So when you measure it all out, we win. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, shalom.